Oh, that's not ML Luna. Well, you know what? Just give it a little bit. We got to get through this first boring match, and then we'll get over to the next one. So if you just have a little bit of patience, my fellow degenerate Coomer, you'll go ahead and you'll get your big, huge, wonderful mounds of dragon. But in the meantime, let's talk about the first match here, which is almost... Well, actually, no, it's pretty much right there at some very, very fucking old shit. Because normally you see a Conqueror, Lilias, a Choux, and then also a Senya. Very rarely do I also see, like, Mercedes into the mix as well. I usually see Mercedes in the mix with Senya instead of with Choux. But even though Mercedes there, well, I don't really have much to worry about. Even though whenever this Mercedes actually gets her turn, you'll see some motherfucking damage that this bitch actually does. And one of the things in particular that I like to do to start these things off is, I believe I didn't start off with the S2 that was on Laia. Big reason as to why I like to hold that off just a hair is so that I can get the S3 off with Roana. Now we can do the cooldown reduction, and shazams! You are 1 turn cooldown decreased! Oh my god! It makes such a difference! I mean, it kind of is, actually. Just the mere fact that, like, you know, Roana's big heal on her S3 is actually pretty fucking big. You pretty much have a defense buff coming through every, I don't know, every 4 or so turns like Shadow Knight Pyllis gets hit. Pretty much we're not going to be taking a whole lot of damage. The Conqueror Lilias is going to be going into us non-stop into our Dark Bait. We only really have one opportunity where things can get really, really dicey, and that is on Choux's own turn whenever she just raw dogs her S2 to go into the Shadow Knight Pyllis. But the big reason why a lot of this shit just really works out in your favor is, hey, go in with Shadow Knight Pyllis on Rocket Punch, go into the Mercedes, and then as soon as you've killed the Mercedes once, oh noes, you gotta kill her again. But the good news is, Mercedes is usually made of fucking paper. So, just a little bit of time going into there, you'll eventually kill her. If you have Roana on the team, anytime, like, you know, additional attacks going through, anytime Magic for Friends goes through, you're straight up going to be getting a big, chunky-ass heal, and then also you're going to be getting some def buffs here and there, sprinkled throughout like wonderful, delicious sprinkles on ice cream. And then whenever Laia gets her first turn to go in with her S3 into the Choux, just fucking delete that bitch, and then all you have left is Conqueror Lilias, and by herself, Conqueror Lilias can't do fucking shit. Because, hey, case in point, we've wrapped around so many times, we have Laia S3 yet again. What a fair and balanced fucking character. Alright, Coomers, here we go. So, hey, we're going into one of the meta Sea Phantom Politis Jenua defenses. So this is Sea Phantom Politis, Jenua, and Ambitious Tywin. Now, I initially, sometimes I do this with like Dragon Bride Senya protecting Immortal Wukong, and that does indeed work. But I actually kind of fucked up here by bringing in Mage Luna to, you know, going ahead and do the seal right here, which, hey, I have book on her. That's a guaranteed, like, you know, you're going to strip, you're going to put on the seal, and you're going to put on Unbuffable. Now, with seal on everything, guess who's sealed? That would be fucking Jenua. So whenever we get the opportunity to actually go in with Immortal Wukong, which, straight up, we can take one of these hits right here. Even though we straight up have we have Death Break, and we got fucking crit because LOL God hates me. Straight up, he's sealed. He's fucking dead. Doesn't matter. You don't activate your immortality, and because of that, go fuck yourself. Woo! Deado. Now, what was I saying before about, like, hey, I kind of played this wrong? Well, basically, here's the thing. Instead of bringing Dragon King Sharun, I could have easily just brought Mediator Coward. Why would that work? Well, basically, the order of operations works like this. Sea Phantom Politis goes, and then eventually, because she doesn't affect ML Luna because of the skill effect nullifier that's on her at the very start, she doesn't get pushed back. So then she goes, does her shit, and then the order of operations is the Ambitious Tywin's gonna go, and then the Jenua's gonna go. Oh, fuck! But you're gonna get Death Broken on your Immortal Wukong. We just saw right here getting crit and being Death Broken doesn't kill you from an opening Jenua. So then just take the Mediator Coward, cleanse, and then kill accordingly. And now, onto this oh-so-wonderful fun team. So, I'm going to go ahead and just break this down really, really simple. I went into this like a complete fucking idiot. Now, what was the thing that went wrong? Well, for starters, that Urban Shadow Choux right there easily has well over 200 fucking effect resist. It's easily over it, because we never inflict a single debuff on that bitch, period. And I have word of mouth from other guildies that went into her. Hey, yo, there's no crit on her. She's just stacked with nothing but ER. Well, I went in with the wrong fucking team. Because you know who I could have brought into this? Straze. If I brought Straze, this shit is free. It is free, 100% fucking free. Because as soon as you go in with Luna, you know, you do your shit. Because, like, the only thing that Urban Shadow Shoe's going to do, she's going to go into a light unit. She's going to then do her shit. That's going to go into either, you know, Moon Bunny Dominiel, or it's going to go into Mage Luna. Then this is going to happen right here. If you just so happen to, like, get debuffed or whatever, you should have already gone at this point, at least on my Strays, because I actually have a fair amount of speed. I have Benimaru's Taichi. With Benimaru's Taichi, well, who has the highest HP out of the entire crew here? That's going to be Urban Shadow Shoe. So, we go in, S3, kills her, and then all you have left are 2 Soul Weavers, one of which is a offensive threat, but isn't going to be too big of a threat because we have, you know, Moon Bunny to prevent the utter decimation of our team from the S3 that the DDR is going to do, and I straight up didn't have a lot of experience fighting Infinite Horizon Achates, because I had no fucking clue that her AI was so stupid it would just straight up go off the rip with the S3 when nobody had any debuffs at all. So, that's pretty much it. Hey, Moon Bunny Dominiel and Straze straight up beats the ever-loving shit out of this team, and Mage Luna, or New Moon Luna, is straight up not even fucking necessary. Not even close. But the funny thing is, this is actually one of New Moon Luna's hardest hard counters, which is Infinite Horizon Achates. Reason why? Infinite Horizon Achates does not have a passive, so thus Seal doesn't work on her, and she, you know, the way in which she works, she's one of those skill 1, 2, and 3 characters like Violet, where they have a passive effect on one of their skills if it is either in check or like it's getting ready to be used or it is not going to be used. So then she essentially has a passive without having a fucking passive. And then she's able to go up and then actually do the cleanse. But enough of that shit. We're just pretend like that fight didn't even fucking happen. So speaking of Strays, we're trying out Ravi to be tanking the Strays, and it turns out to work oh so wonderfully. However, I kind of miscalculated just how much damage my Luna was going to be taking, and we ultimately get killed by the Midnight Gala Lilias. Whatever, I was kind of expecting someone to die anyway, and that's why Blood Moon Haste is there, because now, hey, immunity, and also Big Barrier, and hey, now nobody's provoked. Hoorah! And we have Blood Aura, and I have very, very good reason to assume that the Strays does not have any fucking effect resist. Thank fucking Christ we didn't 15% there. Now we go in, kill him, now all that's left is Midnight Gala Lilias and Belian, and straight up, it doesn't matter what they fucking do now. The reason why is because Ravi's there. Ravi was there strictly to take the S3 beating from the Strays. Worked out fucking wonderfully. Thank fucking Christ I finally got a decent fucking test on this unit to just see if she is the unit to bait, like, you know, the Strays defense with. Works wonderfully because she had the highest HP, and because of how Ravi works now, the higher her HP is at the very start influences how high her attack is, and that's how Strays works. If you have high attack, he does not pierce 100%. So, with that said, we just kind of go into the units accordingly. I didn't know what the ER of the Midnight Gala Lilias was going to be, so I just happened to go in with a random Blood Moon Haste hit. It strips. Okay, because of that, it kills. And then I tried to bide my time so I could get to the, you know, the Blood Moon Haste S3 again. Doesn't work. Did too much damage. Hey, they're fucking dead. And now on to the last team. Now I'm already like in a very, very shitty and pissy mood because, like, hey, the New Moon Luna video straight up didn't work out because, you know, LucentAzure is a straight up fucking idiot and he doesn't know how to play fucking cleave. So we're gonna go ahead and just aggro the ever-loving shit out of this team with the oh-so-wonderful run it the fuck down policy. Run it the fuck down consists of Sea Phantom Politis and fucking Jenua, and your third unit doesn't even remotely fucking matter. We're going with Sinful Angelica because, hey, free dual attacks. So hey, we go in, do our bullshit, and then we go into the literal one threat that is on the defense team here, which is Fighter Maya. Now, because Fighter Maya scales off defense, and we just so happen to pierce motherfucking defense, and the Sea Phantom Politis stripped the fucking, what is it? Whatever. The I know her other units buff that's on Unbound Knight Arowell. Escort. So now that we got rid of that, we just straight up go through the team. Boy, Jenua's fucking fair. And then now, because like I said before, I was already in a fairly pissy mood from the second round. I wanted to try and use New Moon Luna into everything. Whatever, fuck it. Didn't work out the way I wanted. So hey, I see 2 blue units here, that being Elena and Choux, and then also a Sylvan Sage Vivian. Fuck it. Let's just take the very first team that we brought in, throw this at this, and just straight up not care. Now, a couple of things do go on with this fight, which is kind of hilarious. One is that the Sylvan Sage Vivian does no fucking damage. To those of you who just caught that, yes, that is 17k HP on that Sylvan Sage Vivian. Interesting concept, because, like, hey, she has bukus and bukus and bukus of HP, and thus she will never lose any of her focus at any fucking point throughout the entirety of this fight. Problem, though, you may be able to have that focus, and you're going to have, like, you know, that damage reduction whenever you take big hits, but we don't have any big hits that are going to be going into you. Instead, we're just going to be doing little baby hits that have Rocket Punch, and then they do this damage. That's like, you know, 3k damage. I just have to do that, like, maybe about 3, 4, maybe even 5 times, and you're fucking dead. Now, what's the problem here? The Sylvan Sage Vivian does no fucking damage. And because she does no damage, she's literally no threat. And because of this, we also have Laia on our team. Why is Laia here? 2 reasons. 1, she's green, so then all the attacks are going to funnel in this Shadow Knight Pyllis. 2 is Laia's kind of fucking broken, because you can do shit like this. Hey, cool, I love my support characters out DPSing my fucking DPS characters, don't you? So now, all you have to do is just go into the Choux until you get your S3 back from, for Laia, kill her then, and even though, like, yeah, that's a like, straight up, if I didn't have a Laia pocket pick to do the big damage on, you know, like, that's a green unit right here, this shit really wouldn't work too well. I'd have to do an entirely different team, just because the Elena was actually on Celestine, so she was actually going to be doing some decent heals. The Sylvan Sage Vivian actually has a heal on her S3, but because we straight up kind of just bypass all that bullshit because Laia is an oh-so-wonderfully good character, you just kind of say, hey, let's get out of here! And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Guild War. So there is my oh-so-wonderfully mid, terrible, piece of shit, fucking awful gear character, New Moon Luna. Yes, indeed, that is the pay-to-win, terrible, fucking stupid gear that everybody's, like, kind of losing their shit about. Well, actually, no, they're not losing their shit so much about that one as they are about the other one, the one that actually comes with plus 15 stats. And I'm going to have a little bit of a hot take on that. Guys, straight up, you might be thinking I'm like, oh no, this is bad for the game. This is going to be like really, this is bad shit. This is bad. And no, not really. You know why I don't really give a shit? Because Epic 7's monetary value, like its cash shop, the shit you fucking pay money for, is fucking trash. There is literally nothing in that fucking cash shop that is worth a fucking damn. So whenever I eventually find the time, because, you know, I work, I can get a paycheck, I'll just, you know, use some of that paycheck, I'm probably going to buy some of that pre-rolled gear. The reason why is just because I can use it. It's not going to be broken. It's not going to, like, propel my account into the stratosphere and then I'm going to start winning. No, it's not. I already admit that I'm mid as fuck at this game, and I really just make these videos for fun. But, like, I don't know why, like, some people are really viewing it as, like, this is going to be a huge problem. No, the problem is the fact that there's no goddamn... There's nothing to fucking buy. There's nothing worth it that's in the game. So until they fix that little fucking problem, I don't give a shit. I'll probably go ahead and buy the gear. But hey, either way, oh yeah, also balance patch coming. Rylet and Sylvan Sage, everything else looks kind of fucking mid. There you go! And either way, boys, if you like this video, go ahead and leave a like. If you want to see more of my content, go ahead and hit subscribe. I'm gonna go take a nap.